On today's video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I manage my Airbnb, even though I'm over 2.5 hours, probably 3 hours away from the property. And I'm going to be breaking down 5 things I've learned, 5 things I've managed to implement, which have made this pretty hands-off, and it's been making me over $1,000 a month consistently. If you're brand new to the channel, I'm Simon and I'm best known for my property investment, and I do 2 main things. The first thing I do is I control property I don't own for the cash flow. Okay, it's a strategy called rent to rent. And if you want to know more about that, I've got tons of videos. I will put them up there or link them below. The second thing I do is I reinvest that cash flow, the monthly cash flow, into purchases, properties I own for the legacy. So if that sounds good, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like this video, and comment below any questions you've got. I check these videos every single day. So let me give you a little bit of background as to this particular property. I actually managed to secure it through a mutual friend, a mutual connection. I don't own this property, okay? I control it. I rent to rent it, but that's neither here nor there. I'm over 200 miles away. It's a great area with a lot of shopping, restaurants, bars, hotels. There's a university, hospital. So I knew there'd be massive demand. And I decided, you know what? Let me try and Airbnb this property. At the beginning, I was a bit nervous because I knew it would probably take me 3 hours door to door to get to the property. And I was thinking, well, what happens if something goes wrong and I need to be there? But over the time, I've managed to implement these 5 things, and it's been making me around £1,000 per month. So pretty good returns for saying it's not really taking any of my time. So the first thing I did, and you probably would have heard this before, you probably would have seen it before if you stayed at Airbnbs, is I've got an automated self-check-in system. So I've got a key safe at the property in an inconspicuous place, and guests self-check-in. So when somebody checks in, they get all the check-in details. They get a little guide video showing them exactly where to go, where the key safe is. And then on the day, not before, but on the day, we send them over the key safe code so that they can get access. I've also got videos of showing them how to access the apartment, because it is actually in an apartment. So they have to go through the main entrance, then they have to go up some stairs and then find the apartment itself. So I show them all that on the video so they know exactly what they need to do. And the way I actually found it best to do this, especially for security, was I would have the apartment front door, the front door of the building, should I say, key in the external key safe. And then when they go to the top of the stairs outside the apartment itself, I've got a second key box with the key in for the apartment. So it just gives you that extra step. Because when I started, I was a little bit stressed. I didn't want anybody to, get access. It's quite a busy street. But even if they did get access to the building, they couldn't get access to inside any of the apartments. So that's good. Second thing I did was I managed to find a really trustworthy, solid cleaner. And I just did this through word of mouth. I spoke to people. I was on Facebook trying to find local cleaners in the area. And after trying a few that weren't great, I found somebody that I built a relationship with who was happy to really do a lot for us, to be honest with you. Paid her a little bit more, but she would go into the property. She would strip the bed in after every single stay. I fell on my feet because there was a laundrette across the road. So she literally goes down, strips the bed, she goes down to the laundrette, drops them off. They turn it around within a couple of hours for a pretty good price. She goes back up, cleans it. At the end, she's got 2 options. She can use a spare set of bedding, because we've got 3 sets of bedding in the property, or she can actually go down, grab the bedding and just crack on and use that one. We've always got spares that way. What I also implemented was I've got a cupboard in the property with a lock on it, which has got all the basic essentials. So it's got long life milk, it's got tea, coffee, sugar, all your basic essentials. It's got the spare bedding, it's got the spare towels, and all the things that the cleaner's gonna need to reset it up. We've got some welcome chocolates and all the bits and bobs, everything you can imagine, toilet rolls, kitchen towel, so that she doesn't have to go shopping every single time. Because at one point it was just too complicated, and then we had guests going and saying, oh, there's no kitchen towel, or oh, there's no X, there's no Y. So what I've developed is a checklist of the things that need to be provided for every stay. She goes in the cupboard, she lays it all out. I've done photographs of exactly where I want everything leaving and how I want it set up. She now knows that, and she replicates it every single time. Fourth thing I've found to be absolutely key, on Airbnb there's two modes. You've got instant book mode, which is kind of like a standard hotel, where you go on the website, you book a place and you instantly get confirmation, and that's that. You pay there and then, and it's done. And then you've got what's called a request, a reservation request. And that's when the host has to approve the stay. So what I've found to be super, super useful is to have it on the request mode so that I have to approve each stay. And every now and then I take it off when we're particularly in the matrix and now things have settled down, we can. But it just gives me that extra step of control so I can look who's trying to stay in the property, how long they're there for. Obviously, ideally, we want longer stays. You know, we're doing minimum 2 nights as it is, but we want the longer stays. So it allows us to be a little bit more selective. The reason I like to be selective and have control on who's booking is because I can have a look at their reviews. I can have a look at how long they've been registered on Airbnb. I can try and avoid, you know, Saturday guests that have got no reviews or bad reviews so that we can avoid issues. The last thing I want is a party in the property when I'm a few hundred miles away. Okay, so I just personally feel more confident if I'm overseeing that side of it, and I don't mind doing it. I could do it from, you know, from home, and it's only every now and then. Once I've got somebody in for a week or whatever, I don't need to really worry. But that's the top tip. Once you've systemized and you're happy with these things, every now and then, or if I'm on holiday or whatever and it's all set up and systemized, I'm happy just to turn on Instant Book and take my chances. And I guess another element of just approving your request is in the event the cleaner is absent or can't be there, or maybe there's a maintenance issue I've not quite managed to sort out, then I could potentially just not take the booking. Whereas if it's Instant Book and someone just books, you're playing catch up. And by the way, one thing I've realized on Airbnb is that if you confirm a guest and then cancel it without good reason, they will punish you in terms of your superhost status. They'll stop you from becoming a superhost. And when you're a superhost, you get preferential treatment, you look better to potential guests, and you'll also be higher up on the feed. So you want to protect your superhost really, really as much as you possibly can. One thing on Superhost is, you'll probably know if you follow me, this is not my only listing. I've got multiple listings. We've got over 100 units between all my property portfolio. So it can become a little bit hard to keep your Superhost status just because you've got so much going on. But when you're starting off, it's absolutely essential. So try and keep hold of it. And the final thing, or should I say the final person who has really, really, really made this possible is a handyman. You need somebody that's just there, because I don't want to have to go there to do minor maintenance issues or minor repairs. And I got really lucky because I met somebody that's a local lad. He's got loads of mates that are trades, should he not be able to deal with it, and he'll just go. So any maintenance issues, I just drop him a line. He goes down, lets himself in the key safe the same way, goes up, deals with the issue, and that's, you know, that's happy days. That's good. It means that I don't have to go there, because one thing I've realized over this, you know, couple of years on Airbnb is that your reviews are everything. So if you start to get guests complaining and you don't deal with the maintenance issues before the next guest, you're just going to rack up rubbish reviews. So that's it for this video, but they were 5 things that I've implemented to manage my Airbnb over 200 miles away remotely. And as I say, it's making me over £1,000 a month. It's absolutely smashing it. And you can do this stuff too. So if you're thinking about it, and you're not local to a property, or you're going, you might go on a holiday or go on a sabbatical, definitely consider listing your property on Airbnb. If you've got any questions, comment below. Please like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.